You have been told many times, and perhaps you have even believed it yourself, that the world is a vast, uncontrollable place moving on without your permission, that you are at the mercy of circumstances, the decisions of others, and the ticking clock of time. But what if I told you that this belief is not only false, but it is the very thing that keeps you trapped in limitation and delay, that you are not waiting on the world. The world is waiting on you. It is not the external forces that govern your life, but the power within your own consciousness. You were never designed to be a passive observer waiting for things to happen to you. Instead, you are the silent creator, the unseen force behind the unfolding of your reality. The world around you, with all its chaos and wonder, is but a reflection of your inner state, your persistent imaginal act. Think about this. Every moment you find yourself thinking, wishing, hoping for change, the world appears to stand still, unresponsive. You feel as though the world is dragging its feet, that circumstances are conspiring to keep you from the life you desire. But this is a misunderstanding of how reality works. The world is always ready to respond. It is your belief, your attention, your feeling that commands the attention of the unseen realm and brings forth form. You see, it is not the world waiting on you in the sense that it is an independent entity with its own will. It is waiting on your recognition of your own creative power. It is waiting for you to awaken to the truth that you are the master of your own experience. When you realize this, when you fully accept that your imagining is the cause of your conditions, the world will rush forward to meet your vision. It is not a matter of waiting for external validation, resources, or the approval of others. These are all shadows cast by the reality you have accepted in your mind. Your consciousness is the seedbed from which your entire experience grows. When you begin to cultivate the fertile ground of your imagination with the certainty of your desired end, the world will blossom accordingly. Many people look out into the world and see obstacles, walls too high, roads too long, voices too loud. They say, if only this were different, then I could act. Or, when that happens, I will be ready. But these are the whispers of fear, the voice of limitation disguised as logic. The truth is, your readiness is not dependent on conditions changing. Conditions change because you are ready. To be ready is to embody the feeling of the wish fulfilled. It is to know, deep within your being, that what you desire is already a done deal. The moment you live in the end, the world aligns itself to bring forth your desires. This alignment is not coincidental or random. It is the natural response of the universe to the confident, expectant mind. Let me remind you that every form you see around you, every person, every building, every event, first existed in someone's imagination. None of it happened by accident or outside influence. It all began as a thought, a feeling, a belief, held in consciousness. You are no different from those creators, and your world will reflect what you hold sacred in your heart. What are you holding sacred? Is it your lack, your doubt, your fear? Or is it the vision of your highest self, your fulfillment, your joy? The world will reflect whichever you choose. It is waiting for you to decide which you prefer and to live accordingly. You are not a victim of your environment. You are its architect. And the tools you have been given are your imagination, your feeling, and your faith. With these, you can sculpt your future with the precision of an artist. You do not wait for the world to hand you your dreams. You draw them out from the unseen and bring them into the visible realm by your persistent assumption. The world waits on you, because you are the one who must choose the story to be told. You are the one who must hold the mental picture steady, unwavering, despite any contradictory evidence. You are the one who must feel the reality of your desire as though it were present now. When you do this, you command the forces of creation to move on your behalf. Consider this. If you imagine a future where you have already achieved your desire, and you live each day as though that reality is true, you will find that the world begins to conform to your inner vision. Opportunities, people, ideas, they all come to you as if drawn by an invisible magnet. This is no coincidence. It is the natural order of things when consciousness takes the lead. You might ask, What if my current reality seems so far from my vision? How can I believe when the evidence says otherwise? This is precisely why the world is waiting on you. It waits for you to refuse the evidence of your senses and to stand firmly in the belief of your desired state. It waits for you to persist in your inner conversation, your imagining, until the outer world cannot help but match your inner reality. Do not be discouraged by appearances. The external world is but the echo of your internal dialogue. Change the dialogue and the echo changes. You are not waiting for conditions to improve. You are waiting to improve your assumptions. The moment you change your thinking, your feeling, and your faith, the world begins to change in response. You hold the pen with which your story is written. Your imagination is the ink that colors your world. Your feelings are the hand that moves the brush. The world waits on you to pick up the pen and begin writing the life you desire, not tomorrow, not when circumstances allow, but right now. It is time to take ownership of your creative power. It is time to stop waiting on external validation and start trusting the invisible. It is time to understand that the universe is not a place you passively endure, but a mirror reflecting back your inner world. When you act from this understanding, you become the living embodiment of the law that governs all things. You attract what you are. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you are. And what you are is shaped by your assumptions, your beliefs, and your feelings. The world waits on you to embody the change you want to see. It waits on you to embody the joy, the success, the peace, the abundance you seek. It waits on you to act as if your desires are already fulfilled, and to live in that state with unshakable confidence. This is not mere wishful thinking. This is the creative act itself. This is the power that breathes life into the unseen and draws form from the void. You are not a passive bystander, but the sovereign creator of your experience. Do not hand your power over to circumstances, to people, or to the passage of time. The power is yours here and now. The world waits on you because you are the one who must first believe before it can believe. You are the one who must first imagine before it can form. Remember, every great achievement, every beautiful creation, every remarkable life was first imagined by one who refused to wait for the world and instead made the world wait on their belief. This is your birthright as a conscious being. Step into your role as the master of your destiny. Refuse to wait for anything outside of yourself. Instead, cultivate the inner reality that the world must respond to. Let your imagination be vivid and your feelings authentic. Live as though your desire is already realized, and watch how the world shifts to meet your vision. The world waits on you because you are the missing link between the invisible and the visible. You are the bridge that connects thought and form, desire and reality, dream and manifestation. You are not waiting on the world is waiting on you, to awaken to your creative power, to rise above the limitations of the senses, and to declare with unwavering certainty that your desired reality is already yours. It is time to stop waiting. It is time to begin imagining with full faith. It is time to realize that the world is your canvas and you are the artist. The world is waiting on you to paint the masterpiece of your life. So many of us have been conditioned to believe that we are small, insignificant cogs in a giant, uncontrollable machine. We have been told that the world is bigger than we are, that fate is determined by forces outside of us, and that patience means waiting until the right moment finally arrives. But this is a great deception. The moment you awaken to your true identity as the creator of your experience, the illusion of waiting dissolves completely. You realize that the entire world is not moving without you. It is moving because of you. Imagine for a moment that the world is like a stage, and you are the lead actor. Not only are you performing your part, but you also hold the script, the lines, the scenes, the entire plot. All of it is written by the unseen hand of your own consciousness. If the play appears dull, incomplete, or stuck, it is because the author has not yet written the next act with certainty. But when you realize that you hold the pen and the stage is your mind, you understand that you do not have to wait for a director, producer, or critic to tell you what to do. You can change the script, alter the scenes, and breathe life into the story by deciding who you are and what you want. This is not mere metaphor, it is the reality of consciousness and its creative power. The external world is a mirror reflecting back the assumptions, beliefs, and feelings you hold within. When your imagination is darkened by fear and doubt, the world appears to be a place of struggle and limitation. But when you fill your inner vision with light and certainty, the world responds in kind. This power is available to every human being at every moment. It does not require special gifts, education, or resources. It requires only the willingness to believe in yourself, to take control of your mental narrative, and to persist in living as though your desires are already fulfilled. This persistence is the key that unlocks the door from waiting to manifesting. You might think, but what if I have been waiting for years? What if I have imagined, prayed, and hoped, but still see no change? This is the great test of faith, and it is a test you are meant to pass. The world is not indifferent to your longing. It is waiting for you to perfect the art of assumption. It waits for you to hold your vision without wavering, to feel the reality of your desire with unwavering conviction, and to dismiss the evidence of the senses as irrelevant to your true state. Understand that your senses are not the ultimate truth. They report what is happening in the physical world, which is always changing and transient. Your imagination, however, is eternal and unchanging. When you anchor yourself in the imagination of your fulfilled desire, you create a new reality beneath the surface of the visible. The visible world must eventually conform to this new reality, because it is the shadow of what is first formed in your consciousness. This is why the world waits on you. It waits for you to recognize that your imagination is not a fanciful escape, but the blueprint of your future. It waits for you to rise above the habitual thoughts of limitation, and to hold fast to the inner conviction that your desired state is already true. It waits for you to live in the end, to act from the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and to persist in this state regardless of external circumstances. Many times, people are tempted to give up and say it's too late, or I'm not worthy, or others have more power than I do. These are the whispers of the false self, the ego that thrives on separation and fear. The truth is that no one has more power than you, for you are the very source of all power. The world waits on you because only you can awaken the Creator within. This awakening does not come from seeking outside approval or changing the environment first. It comes from within, from a deep knowing that you are not subject to the world, but subject the world to your imagining. The moment you live from this knowing, the world moves at your command. Doors open, obstacles dissolve, and opportunities appear as if by magic. You must learn to live in this reality daily, not just in moments of fleeting hope, but as a consistent state of being. This means training your mind to dwell on the desired outcome, refusing to be distracted by temporary setbacks or contradictory evidence. It means embracing your imagination as the most powerful tool you possess and using it to shape your experience with deliberate intention. When you do this, you will notice that the world begins to reflect your inner state with remarkable accuracy. People, situations, and resources align themselves to support your vision. This is not coincidence or luck. It is the law of consciousness responding to your persistent assumption. Consider the power of thought combined with feeling. Thought alone is like a blueprint without energy. It is an idea without life. Feeling breathes life into thought and activates the creative forces behind the scenes. When you feel the reality of your desire as though it were already yours, you ignite a magnetic force that draws that reality into manifestation. The world waits on you because you must first believe and feel before it can respond. It waits for you to cultivate the inner reality that demands expression in form. This is the secret of all great achievers and creators throughout history. They did not wait for circumstances to change. They changed their consciousness first, and the world followed. You might wonder how to maintain this state of living in the end. It requires practice and vigilance. It requires you to guard your mind against negative influences and to nourish it with thoughts and feelings aligned with your desire. It requires you to see yourself as the embodiment of your fulfilled wish, regardless of what the outside world may say. When doubt or fear arise, remind yourself that these emotions are not truth, but old habits resisting change. Refuse to feed them with your attention. Instead, return to the inner scene where your desire is realized. Live there mentally and emotionally until it becomes your dominant reality. The world is waiting on you because only you can hold this space of unwavering faith and imagination. Only you can be the source from which your new reality flows. The universe is ready and willing to bring forth your desire, but it requires your cooperation. It requires your belief, your feeling, and your persistence. Do not underestimate the magnitude of your creative power. You are a living cause, not a passive effect. Your imagination is the womb in which your future is conceived and birthed. The world will wait no longer than you hesitate. When you step forward and claim your power, the world will move with you. Think of the power you have when you align your mind, emotions, and faith toward your goal. It is like a great river gathering force, cutting through mountains, carving new paths, and nourishing everything in its flow. This power is within you now, waiting to be awakened. It is time to stop looking outside for validation, resources, or conditions to be just right. These are distractions from the truth. The truth is that the world responds to your inner reality, not the other way around. The world waits on you because you are the gatekeeper of your experience. You do not have to wait for a better moment, a better opportunity, or a better person to make your dreams come true. The moment you live in the feeling of your fulfilled desire, you activate the law of creation. The world rushes to meet you because you have become the cause it cannot ignore. This is your moment to step into the fullness of your creative power, to take charge of your imagination, and to live boldly as the master of your fate. To understand that you are not waiting on the world is waiting on you. It waits on your assumption, your belief, your feeling, your faith. It waits on your willingness to live in the end and to act as if your desire is already accomplished. It waits on your readiness to hold your mental picture steady until it manifests. Do not be afraid to claim this power. Do not be afraid to live as though your dreams are already true. The world is ready to reflect back to you the image you hold within. It is ready to align circumstances, people, and events to your inner vision. It is waiting on you. The waiting is over. Your time has come. The world waits no longer on external conditions. It waits on you to awaken and take your place as the creator of your experience. From this moment forward, choose to live as though the world depends on your assumption, because it does. It is not waiting on the world. You are the world's waiting. The universe bows to the sovereign mind, and the world dances to the rhythm of your imagination. When you understand this, when you live this truth, you become the cause, the power, the creator. The world waits on you to believe, to feel, to assume, and to persist. It waits on you to rise above limitation and to live in the fullness of your creative power. You are the master of your destiny, the artist of your life, and the source from which all creation flows. The world is waiting on you. It is waiting on your imagination, your belief, your feeling, and your faith. Stop waiting on the world. Instead, awaken the world by living as though your desires are already fulfilled. The world will respond. It must. It is waiting on you. You will come to understand now that the world is not a force beyond your control, indifferent or slow to move. Rather, it is a reflection, a responsive mirror of your own inner reality. The delays, the obstacles, the waiting you experience are not caused by the outside world, but by your own hesitation to fully embrace your creative power. The world waits on you to awaken to the truth that you are the master of your experience, the author of your life story. When you choose to live in the end, to feel the reality of your desire as if it is already accomplished, you command the unseen forces to bring your vision into form. This is not a wish or a hope, but a knowing, a faith so deep that the outer world cannot help but align with it. Your imagination, your beliefs, and your feelings are the instruments of creation, and the world waits for you to use them with confidence and persistence. So do not wait any longer on circumstances, people, or time. Step boldly into your role as the creator. Live as though your dreams are already real, and watch how the world moves to meet you. The world is waiting on you. Now is the time to awaken and claim your power.